makes most women start a business? Is it passion, money, or freedom? Welcome to Female Founders, the podcast that takes you behind the scene with women who are founders and CEOs to help you start and scale a successful business of your own. I am your host, Nagelia de Ravin. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Female Founders. In this episode, we are going to have a conversation with Dr. Chekesha Catlin. She is the CEO of Realty Group, a powerhouse real estate team that supports people who want to buy and sell houses and helps them manage the process. Good morning, Dr. Catlin. You are a licensed realtor and the CEO of Realty Group. And also, you are involved in so many other exciting activities that I can't wait to share with everyone. So how did you get into realty in the first place?
Oh, that's a great question. So I was a restaurant owner for literally 12 years. I've always been an entrepreneur for over 30 years. So I love people, but not only just people, I love to help people and inspire people to really build wealth, right? So when I was in the restaurant business, I met so many investors and so many people, so many different seminars happened at my restaurant that I said, listen, I did buy my own house. I've owned several houses, but I wonder what the other side of the table feels like. So when I closed my restaurant in 2018, I literally took off for a year. I studied for this real estate test. I took it, and now I'm on the opposite side of the table, selling to millennials, to investors, to business people. But the thing is, I don't know why I didn't get into this a long time ago, because this is exactly where I need to be, because I'm able to change lives every single day. So it's amazing how we think, I thought I was living my purpose way back when, but I'm living in my purpose right now. So that's how I got in here. Just literally on a humbug, like, oh, let me just try this. As an entrepreneur, as you know, we will try so many different things. Like we'll just jump in there and do it. And all of a sudden it's like a click and it's like, I belong right here. So that's how I got in here as a real estate agent. Yes.
I'm loving it. So how did the transition to entrepreneurship happen? Because I know that you owned a restaurant before, but how did you get into business in the first place?
So it's interesting because in the real estate business, how did I get into that?
No, I mean like even before that, because you owned a restaurant prior to that.
So the thing is, in my family, literally generation to generation, there's nothing but business owners. So it was kind of like, are you going to be a doctor, a lawyer, or are you going to be an entrepreneur? And I was like, I want to be an entrepreneur because I wanted to be in control of my time, right?
Yes.
So looking at my mom, and she owned daycare centers, and just how she was able to build like an empire, but with all those little kids running around, it was just like, wow, I just want to be able to do something like that. So I started like really small. I had like a boutique, and I did some like little jewelry, and it was like home party. So literally, I went to New York. I tell this story all the time. I had like $500. I go to New York. I buy all the stuff that I love, like all accessories. I invite these women over to my house. Like it was like 10 of us. And when I'm telling you that I sold the $500 in jewelry, I must have made $2,500 that day. I was hooked. From that point, I was hooked. I took the 2,500, took another 500, went back to New York, and just kept doing it over and over again to the tune of 4 boutiques later. Storefronts is what I opened up. And it was the most amazing ride because it was trials, tribulations. Some of them didn't do well because, you take it from your home, like a brick and mortar. It's so many things with brick and mortars. It's so expensive. But the thing I never lost sight of was that it was fun. The people were fun. When people were buying jewelry, they were happy. They look in the mirror. They're like, oh, I look beautiful. And it was that feeling that I loved. So when I did that, it's like, I love it. Like, I want to be an entrepreneur forever. Like, it's how I felt. But, as with a lot of challenges come like, you grow up, you get married, you have kids. So it's like, oh, I guess I better get a full-time job. So literally, I went off to get a full-time job, but I still did entrepreneurship on the side. It was like a dual career or something. Like I could not ever let go of the entrepreneur spirit. So I don't know, it's generational thing. I watched my aunts, my uncles, they built businesses. And then I have some aunts that went to the government and worked. I just knew that wasn't for me. Like, oh, I don't want to punch the clock. I don't know what it is. So I just really just like chugged it out. But I try to stay in a realm of stuff that I love, and that is people. So ever since then, every single business I've done dealt with the public and with people. So I love it. That's how I got that.
So I guess real estate really fit you well because you're dealing with people every single day.
People every day, and it's like their largest transaction.
Yes.
So I get them, and some of my clients, like the young people, they didn't know they could do something like this. They always had this dream. They wanted to move out of the house, so they thought of renting. But I
Hmm.
don't want them to think of that. I said, don't think of this as your first home. Think of this as your first investment, because I wish when I was 20, someone told me, buy a condo instead of renting a condo. Right? So I tell them, buy the condo, stay in the condo for a year. And then next year, let's buy the townhouse and rent the condo, you know, build your wealth, right? And then when you have the townhouse, now we're looking at your dream home because you're probably engaged or thinking about children or something. Now you have two assets. You can use the
Mm.
first asset to buy your dream home, or you can rent the two, have passive income, be a stay at home mom living in dream home. So it's like the sky is the limit when it comes to investments. But everything that I'm teaching today, I wish I like paid attention when I was younger to my aunt saying, why are you going from apartment to apartment to apartment? And I just was like, I want to live over here. I want to live over. Never thought of it in this sense. But real estate has opened my eyes up on this side of the table of all the opportunities for young people, for professionals, for current investors. I mean, just all the different creative ways to buy property. I mean, I just love it. I can't stop teaching. It's like, okay, are you a teacher? Are you a realtor? And I try to like
Both.
put it together, but it's just so much fun. The largest transaction for most people is real estate.
Yes, I agree. And then also that's that home that a lot of people also that come to you, even if they're not looking to an as an investment or a place that to call home, is the most important thing because they probably will raise children there and spend about 40 to 50 years of their life in that house and that location. So it's important to them. It's like a big moment of life.
Exactly. Exactly. It's nothing like handing someone some keys that thought they could never own those set of keys. I tell people
Yes,
the closing day is a day of celebration. It's like an
absolutely.
amazing experience, and I love being just a part of it. Just to sit there and witness it, like, look at this.
This
It's
is
the
beautiful.
yes, I love it.
So now, can you tell us about Casey Realty Group?
I can. So Casey Realty Group is a powerhouse team, and we are a part of the Century 21 family. So my office is in Alexandria, Maryland. It's a family-owned brokerage here. I super love it because everybody here is full of energy, and I'm able to now build a team, a power team, full of millennials. I love it. Listen, I don't want to build my team with veteran real estate agents. I want those millennials because they have energy, they have drive, they know the trends, and guess what? They also have a dream. You
Yes.
see, so I want to help them achieve their dream, but achieve it by helping. I want to show them that when you help and expect nothing, everything comes to you in abundance. And that's what we're doing. Um, I can't get enough of them. I'm always listening to them. I'm learning TikTok. I love it. I feel like the luckiest woman in the world. Like I'm like, just show me something. And at the same time, they value what I have to tell them because I'm a very transparent and authentic person. So I'm always on them about, listen, don't buy the Gucci purse.
No.
No, you want to be the one that own Gucci, okay? And only to get there, you have to build up your assets. You have to build up your wealth, right? And you have to invest, right, the right way. So the Casey Realty Group again is just it's a right now I would say it's a powerhouse team. It's a small powerhouse team, but that literally when we show up on the scene, we sell the house. We do big, what do you call it? First time home buyer seminars. I love those. because it's to us, it's like a party. You know, you cannot get in front of millennials and be a lecturer. You got to get in front of millennials and you got to have fun with them, right? When you have fun, they will teach you stuff, but at the same time, they are in it to win it with you. So I decided that out of all my businesses, I remember I always gravitated towards younger people. Like in my boutiques, I hired the young girls to work in there. In my restaurant, I refused to hire a chef that was trained in school. I hired the ordinary person that came to my restaurant, job fair, and just wanted opportunity.
Hmm.
Get them back there, teach them how to hospitality, customer service, how to cook, how to really store products, all, keep them exposed to education, bringing in other people in industry to teach them. And what I find is, even today, as I sit here, I would own that restaurant for 12 years, but I can go anywhere that anybody that's worked for me, and they all say the same thing. That's the lady that taught me how to do X, Y, and Z. That's the lady that helped me get this job at the Marriott Corporation. And now I'm like the sous chef. And I was literally nothing before. So to me, that's all I want. I want to hear that. I want to see that. So I purposely, when I go out, I go wherever they're working. I'm still in contact with them. And I said, no matter what, I might have closed the restaurant, right? But my next venture is still, I'm going to be surrounded by millennials, individuals with energy. They want to go somewhere. And you know what? They want to know what's out here. And that's so important to me because when I was their age, like I said, my family was really busy in business. So you know how you can be in a family and it's just assumed that you're going to have a business or you're going to go to
Mm-hmm.
school. But it's like, even with the assumption, it's like, I wish you would have told me more information. So all the things that I wish I had, I'm now giving back. So I want to tell these young people, like, become a realtor. Why not? If you want to have a dual career, great.
Yeah.
But guess what? The money you make over here in real estate, use it wisely. Invest, build portfolio. It's ridiculous. And most importantly, meet people, build relationships, form partnerships.
Yes.
Partnerships are big in real estate, and young people, they talk to everybody across the world every day. So why not? If you're going to talk and take your time on social media, use it wisely. Build
I
that.
love it.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that. But the only thing that I'm a little bit like worried about is
Hmm.
the fact that you look like you're 28 years old.
Oh, God, I love you. I love you. Listen, I feel like I'm 28, right? I
But
am.
you look like you're 28.
My son is 28 years old.
Are
He's
you
28.
kidding me?
Yes, my son is 28 and my daughter is 25.
You don't look like you have a 28. I think you have a twin brother there.
Yes, that's funny. Yes, that's a running joke with me and my son when we go places, because he's a realtor as well. And when we go places, they think we're husband and wife team. And I tell him, don't tell them that we're not. Don't tell them. Yes, I
That's
love it.
my mom here. Your mom? You mean like she has you when she was 5 years old or 2 years old?
Yes, yes. This is so true. This is so true. But God has been good to me because it's like through meditation, I meditate a lot. Every morning, I take that moment to meditate. I've learned that a long time ago because in entrepreneurship, things, once you get up and put your feet on the ground, everything is spinning around. And when you're an entrepreneur, you don't have a check every week. You just don't. It's whatever you put in is what you receive out, right? So I learned like with my grandmother, just like always putting God first. Like you have to really stay connected to the universe. I tell people, no matter who you worship, please stay connected because at the end of the day, you're going to need that connection. It helps you mind, body, and soul. Mind, body. I'm 48 years old. I told girl, I'm like, oh my goodness, I wish I was 30, right? Because when you turn 40, everything changes in your life. Your health change, your mindset change, your visions change, your dreams change. It's like I'm an empty nester. It's like, oh man, I went out and brought a puppy because I was like, what is going on? I need to talk to somebody. So I brought a puppy. But I just feel blessed. And when you feel blessed, it's like there's nothing in the world that I feel like will stop me. I feel like I'd help anybody. I see so many gurus in the world. Like I was like, oh wow, look at them. But me, it's like I can't keep my mouth shut. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you how to do A, B, and C. So I'm like,
Well, we do need that.
yes, you need someone that's going to be just transparent, authentic.
Yes.
Like second nature. Like it's in me to help some people. So I just love it. And I think that's what keep me young. Really, I do. And I also think just being around young people can keep you young. Trust me. I'm like, the things I learned is like, I would have never thought of that when I was 20, but that's the way the world is today, you know? So I just enjoy it. But I do thank you for the compliment. I mean, literally, today I feel 28, but tomorrow I could feel like I'm 55. You never know.
You never know, but I don't think you will. I think you're gonna feel like you're 25. So now let's talk a little bit more about Casey. Realty Group. When it's come to selling houses, is it? Can you explain exactly the services that you offers? Like, is it houses, condominiums, or the things that you offer with that company itself?
Yeah, so I focus on residential sales. Okay, I know only a little bit about commercial, but mostly residential sales. I sell a lot of units, like multi-unit families, as well as single families, condos, townhouses. Um, Literally, I not only sell your house, but I build a relationship with my clients. All the
Yes.
way from when I go in your house, from decluttering your house, bringing different vendors into your house that I partner with to really help to get your house ready for the market. But not only that, I really strive to listen to my client. Every client has a different vision for their life. So it's like, why are you selling your house? It's like, what is your vision? Where are you trying to go in the next 5 years? Right? Because it's not about the individual house, it's about where they're trying to go. And if I can help them get to where they're trying to go in 5 years, I consider them a long term client partner of mine. Um, so I have with me, it's like when I come into your house, I'm going to go around your house, look at your house, declutter your house for you, tell you what you need to do, but as well as go as far as let's host a yard sale. What? Let's host a celebration. Bring your neighbors over. Let's talk about it, because it's like that's what it's all about. It's like community, neighborhood. It's like togetherness.
Yes.
And I just find that you get much more than what you're even thinking of, right? But also with KC Realty Group, we not only do that, but even after my clients move out of their house, we help them move. Like I have a company that I
Ooh.
work with. Yes, they will compact you up, white glove it, and they will unpack you, white glove it. You walk right into your next house because selling a house can be stressful, right? Moving can be stressful. You know, Downsizing can be stressful. I have a few families that are downsizing and just getting rid of things that they have for years, 20, 30 years. How do you downsize from that? So we help you with that. What's really near and dear to me, though, what I really love, and I have a huge division in KC Realty Group, and that's probates because probate is a way of selling a house that the owner is deceased, right? They're gone.
Yes.
So it's left to family or children, and that's kind of like the last thing that people really want to think of. And so with probate, we get the customer, the clients, right? Before it's even went through probate, like the family member has
Ooh.
passed on. But we help to walk them through the entire process, all the way down to a probate attorney. Like I have an attorney that I always work with. They're wonderful attorney group. They have so many services on top of my services, but the families never have to worry about cleaning out the house. They never have to worry about different heirlooms because we do video, we do pictures, we send them, we categorize them for them, and then they tell us what to do with certain things, and then we have the house clean, we have the items stored or mailed to different family members. Okay, clean it all out. We do that as well as get it ready for the market. But not just get it ready for the market, but now talking with the family members that the house is belongs to them. What is their desire to do with the money that's going to be received?
Ooh.
So it just depends on what their vision is, but we want to play a part of that. If it is to pay off my daughter's college or get my daughter a first time home. We try to play a part of those plans with you to make sure that when the home is sold, this is what's going to happen next. So probate is really near there to me because I want someone to do that for me, to help my kids through that process.
Yes.
Not someone that's just going to see real estate and say, oh, I want to sell this house. No, walk with my children from A all the way through, you know?
Exactly.
So I really, 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 that division I love. And all of my clients over there, they become, again, like family to me. Like I still stay in contact. They invite me to so many things because they went into the process thinking, oh, we have to go through this. We got to clean up. Nothing, you know? So that's one of the things. But KC Realty Group is like, it's extraordinary real estate team, powerhouse team, right? That's out here, and we not only want to sell homes, we want to make a difference in our clients' lives, right? They want them to be partners forever. Well, one of my millennials on my team, he says, partners for life. That's his little slogan. And I love it. I love
I
it.
love that too.
That's what it is. They say statistically that an individual person throughout their life will at least purchase between 7 and 12 homes in their lifetime.
Wow.
So I want to be a part of that. It's like if I help you buy your first home, I want to help you buy the 12th home. You see? So that's how I look at my business. That's how I try to teach the people on my team how to look at it. It's not about today, it's about the future, and it's about building the relationship, you know. And sometimes it's a lot of give and not a lot of getting, you know. But at the end of the day, it's really who you are as an individual that makes a difference.
Exactly. Yes. But also, it's kind of like you do both. You help them sell and you help them buy.
Oh, absolutely. So buyers, the market, people, the news is talking about the market is changing, right? It was a seller's market for all of the pandemic. I mean,
Yes.
you could not buy a house in the pandemic unless you had a lot of liquidity to overbid on prices. But now it is changing. It's becoming more of a buyer's market. Buyers are able to now have choices. They can do the home inspections to really see what they're getting, which
Yes.
is important, right? Before, when a pandemic, you just had to put a bid
Couldn't.
in and whatever. But now they have choices. They can do home inspections, and sellers are giving a little more concessions. So
That's
it's
true.
like we have buyers. Most new agents that come into the market, they start off as buying agents. So I have a host of buying agents. And what they do is they take all the buyers out that we get. We get lots of buyers. They can show them around all the different properties. But again, I teach my team to always talk to the client to see where they're trying to go, because it may not be their forever house. The first one may not be it. They may not have enough income or credit or anything to get the forever home, right?
Wow.
But doesn't mean you won't have your forever home. You might just need a plan to get there. So I'm trying to teach the young people to be a part of the plan, you know, help the buyers find their first home or second home or whatever it may be, but be a part of their actual plan. So we do buying, we sell homes, we list them, and we buy, we have buyers agents as well.
Buyers.
Hmm.
And also that you also have another adventures of yours. You are the visionary behind Millennials Buy Homes2, which is a mentor group. Can you collaborate more on that for me?
I can do it, yes. When I first got my license, when you become a real estate agent, you try to figure out a niche. You try to say, what would be my niche, right? And I've always loved young people, because I don't feel like they're lost. I think young people are the next generation of leaders to me. We had President Obama. Who would have ever thought, right? So I could be talking to the next president, and you just never know in this world today, right? So
Yes.
Millennials Buy Homes too came about because I wanted, I have children that are millennials. And I'm like, you guys got to buy houses. Like, you got to buy a condo. You have to, don't rent anymore. So what I did was I created a program. It's a
Mm.
45 day program. I call it 45 days to some keys. If you are a millennial and you came and I'm talking to you, and let's just say your credit score was not where it needs to be to get like some grant money, right? Because every state offers grant money. You have to have a certain credit score, right? Within 45 days, I can get your credit boosted up working directly with the lender. Okay. So I send you to a preferred lender, right? They put you in a credit program, and it's like a reboot program. It boosts your credit, right? So not if you're at a 500, it's going to be hard to get you to 620. But let's just say you're 600 and you're trying to get to 620. Let's just say that. You get in the program, it doesn't do anything for you besides teach you and educate you on how the items you have, and most millennials have like maybe 2 or 3 credit cards, but it's like low balances. It looks at your income, it looks at what you have, and it tells you exactly what to do, how to either pay down the credit, or some millennials have a credit card, they don't use it. So some of them have to use it to get more credit. So it all depends, right? So I will put you into my program. And while you're in the program, like say working on your credit, you're going to go through the first time home buyer program with me. And it's literally me and you on Zoom. And every week we're going to talk about A, B, and C. So you know the exact process to purchase a home, but not only purchase it, to keep it, to maintain it. Okay, because that's big. You can buy the house, but if you don't pay for the house, you can't keep the house, right? So it's all about budgets, how to create a budget, how to stick to a budget as a millennial. When in fact, the internet plays against you because every time you talk about something, it pops up on your screen as an advertisement, right?
Yes.
It plays on your mind, right? And it causes you to spend more of your money. But in my program, it kind of keeps you on the straight and narrow. And so it's a 45 days. You start off after, like, I would say about 20 days or so. We usually go out and start looking at houses because the lenders that are on my team, they know that you're in the program, and they know by the time that we get down to finding a house and you actually getting some keys, the credit's going to be where it needs to be, or the savings is going to be there because it's based on an individual. So I formed this group. It's a mentorship. I formed it because I really wanted to mentor young people on how to not only buy the house, but also how to invest, and the power of investments, the power of passive income. I mean, it's powerful. It's powerful to know that if you lost your job, you still receive money. That's powerful. It's like, and it's
Yes.
easy. You can easily do it. You can easily buy your first and use your first to get your second, and the first could be paying for it. It's like, it's one of those things where it's ridiculous not to do it. And I would say in the program thus far, it's been going really, really well for 3 years. Even when it was the pandemic, to me, it was the busiest year for Millennials Buy Homes because everybody was home and didn't have anything
Sure.
else to do, right? So I would say over 100 millennials went through the program, and out of 100, like 32 of them had purchased homes. But
That's
guess
really good.
That's a really good number. But guess what? Even if you purchase the 32 to purchase a home, I still talk to them. I'm still their partner. It's like a partner for life. But even the ones that didn't purchase a home yet, they still hear from me. I still send video. I still send educational material. Because some people, everybody's not successful in that way. It just depends on your background, your atmosphere that you're in, your environment, where you come from. But at the same time, if I can provide education to you, I know you came into the program for a reason. Just because
Yes.
you weren't successful yet, I know that you came into it for a reason. You came into the program. I didn't solicit to you. So I know that deep down inside, you want to own a house one day. That's your goal. So I always still supply educational material to everyone that's ever come into that program. So I love Buy Homes 2. And it is my goal and my vision within 5 years to have my own community or block that once you finish my program, you can then qualify for one of my houses. That's my goal, to create this type of foundation for young people. I mean, I just think it's needed. And I think it's needed all in every city.
I
I
think
love,
so too.
I think
Yes.
so.
I
I can
think
tell you,
also, and
whenever I
I
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, whenever I say I'm ready to do a seminar, I can tell you that within 10 to 15 minutes, all the seats are gone. And they're all free. All you got to do is sign up. You got to show up. When it was a pandemic, it was on Zoom, but now we have a super fabulous time when they show up because it's a party. It's like when you are learning something that can change your life, it's a party. It's a celebration. So, yeah.
I think it's awesome that you create that group just especially just for that, for younger people, because Oh, God knows when we hit that 18 years old and then all the mistakes we go out there. And then when you use the example of jumping from one apartment to an apartment, I'm guilty of that. I did that for a while. It was like, oh yeah, this is a nice apartment. Let me move there. This is a nice. And when I looked at it, all the money spending on all these apartments, I could have owned a lot of houses by now.
A
That's like
lot.
down payments every year that I keep giving.
Absolutely. And we are paying down someone else's mortgage. We're making them more
Yes.
wealthier. And they're coming in, they're taking a long time to fix a refrigerator or do this. I paid you 3 times over, right? So I tell
Mm-hmm.
you, listen, you're like, my son lives in a condo. It's really nice. It's a 2-level condo, right? And now he's a realtor. I'm like, you love your landlord. Well, don't love him. Like, get your own. So what happens is you might go from your 3-bedroom thing to one, but guess what? It's yours.
Those.
You own it. You can paint every wall any color you want. You can change your floors. And every time that you make the payment is really more of an asset going back into your pocket. It's just like, it's incredible. Appreciation is like the way to go. And you got that 1-bedroom condo, and okay, so now you got a girlfriend. Let's get a 2-bedroom condo and use the 1-bedroom condo to get it. You see? So I tell you, I stay on them.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So, you produce and host a weekly podcast on iTunes called "Live Your Best Life Now."
Yes,
So,
yes.
you also have a weekly inspiration show on YouTube called "Ready, Set, Go." Can you tell us about both of them and the purpose behind the two?
It's so interesting because as a woman, it's mainly, I love women because I understand it. It's like we get into the rigmarole. We're a mom, we're a wife, we're a girlfriend. We're trying to do so many things, right? We try to be independent, and it's like, but hey, are you living your best life? And I just remember when I first got my restaurant, I purchased it from a lovely couple. And they stayed with me for 1 year because I was like, oh, it's not the ordinary, I don't know, boutique. I'm not selling a necklace. I have to actually sell food, and customers are staying too long and they complain about french fries. It's weird, right? But when they left, I remember crashing down because it was kind of like, what have I gotten myself into? I'm here 7 days a week. I'm literally working 14 hours a day. I don't know what's going on. The margins are so little in restaurants, but you work so hard. And I found myself not living my best life. It's like you catch yourself. It's like you walk past a mirror one day and you look and say, who the heck is that? You don't even recognize yourself. It's like you got so caught up in a whirlwind that you forgot that there's life out here. So I would say, maybe like on my second or third year on the restaurant, I was talking to a gentleman at a restaurant, and he had been to my restaurant before. So he was like, oh, I know you. You're the owner of so and so. I was like, oh, okay. And we were talking, and he said, you know what? You should start a show or something. I heard this thing on YouTube. You can get on there, you can talk, and Facebook and everything, and you should inspire people because you just inspired me. And we were just having a general conversation. So I went home, I toured around with it, and I said, you know what? It's called Ready, Set, Go. And I really started it to motivate myself. People have no idea. Like, it's like you live in a world where you say, like, nobody's really patting me on the back or pushing me ahead because, you're older. So it's kind of like people expect you to just continue and push.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality of things is we all need motivation. We all need encouragement. And so Ready, Set, Go was the first thing I started. And it's every Wednesday, 10 a.m., and it was on Facebook Live. And so on Facebook Live, I got on there for 13 minutes. That was my thing, 13 minutes. And all I wanted to do was to get on there and tell people, different topics like how to get rid of naysayers out of your life. Give them some pointers, like maybe 3 or 4 steps, and then end it with living your best life and the reasons why you need to do it. And I'm telling you that I didn't think anything of it when I first started, but then it gained traction. It was like an every week thing. And if I missed a week, people would start to inbox me and say, hey, did I miss your segment? That's when I realized that this is very impactful. that little 13 minutes, people were like, it changed my life. It changed my day. It made me happier. It made me walk taller because I really got into the fold of it. And believe it or not, every time I got finished, my actual day, my week was so much better. It's like it's kind of like speaking affirmations to yourself, but I'm speaking them out loud to everyone else. So that's how Ready, Set, Go started. Well, then the podcast came out. I wrote a book, and it was I wrote several books, but the one book is called is 84. It's like an 84-day journal. That's what it is, and it's all about living your best life, and within 84 days. So in the journal, all you had to do was every day. I would say journal. I would always say journal about your day. But what I wanted people to really do is to open the journal, read the question. And it wasn't really about your day. It was kind of like looking outside of your own eyes at yourself. Now journal. So it's like I can write down what I did. But if I really look at myself, I say, why did I do that? It's always a different thing. And when I wrote this journal, I just published it or whatever. I did a podcast on it. And from that, it's just, again, it's another way to inspire the world, to understand that no matter where you are in the world, in your life, just make it your best, and make it in your best is maybe smiling a little more, walking a little bit taller, and just understand that you're amazing. My book called Battling the Enemy Within, Fear, How to Live a Fearless Life. And in that book, the acronym FEAR is faith, encouragement, amazing, and remarkable. And I tell people all the time, if you remember that, to always have faith in anything you're doing. I don't care if you're a mom, you're trying to raise your children. I don't care whatever. Have faith in it that you're already victorious with it. It's because you have the vision, the thought, and you did it. So have faith that it's going to happen. You're going to have trials and tribulation, but be intentional with what you're doing. And understand that encouragement doesn't just work for other people, but encourage yourself. Yes. Encourage. That's what I learned from Ready, Set, Go. I was like, I have to encourage myself and just know that you are amazing. I think people are amazing. I think people are a blessing to the world. I think that it's like you are uniquely made. You are amazing, and a lot of people don't know that. If you walk up to someone and say, you know what, you're amazing, most people look like, huh? Where did they come from? It's like nobody said that, but it's like you are, and it changes their perspective at that moment, and then most importantly, remarkable. Be remarkable in someone else's life. When you meet someone, leave a lasting impression that's so positive that you impact their life. Be remarkable in that way. And so that's what my book is all about. And that's who I am in a nutshell. And I think that's why when I get into a fold where I feel really good, all of this comes out before anything. It's like my passion, it's like live your best life. No matter what. I tell to my daughter all the time. How young girls get wrapped up in relationships, and I'm like, I don't care about the relationship. Just make sure you're living your best life, wherever it may be. It's your life, right? But live it
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I really love this. So now you are the founder of something very cool. Sister, you got this. A community for women looking to push through and capture their dreams. How did this idea come to you?
The thing is, and you probably can tell just from my bio, a lot of people can tell that a lot of things that I have started is based on age and just developing and maturing, right? So now it's like, sis, you got this. It's like when I was studying for my real estate exam, I'm going to be terribly honest right now. I was petrified to go back and to act like I am going to study and retain the information. I just remember in high school that I didn't like taking tests and stuff, right? So when I sat down with this book and I did self-study. Why did I do that? Because really you have to be disciplined. I'm disciplined at 40 something. I can't, but I did it. And I had to tell my sis, you got this. I had to walk around, literally tell myself, you got this. You can do this. You've had so many businesses. You helped so many people. Sis, you got this. And so I started saying this. Well, I I guess it was like 7 of us women to Florida, and it was a retreat called Sis You Got This. So it was small. I knew the women, right? But you know how you want to test it out just to see.
Mm-hmm.
We had the most amazing time. It was like I thought I knew the women, but when I got there and when we left, I really know those sisters. You know, um, they needed to hear it. Sis, you got this. And so forever, that is my motto. That's my saying. Sis, you got this is nothing but retreats that I do. It could be a dinner that I host. It could be a tea that I host. It could be showing up at another sister's business and bringing a bunch of sisters with us so she knows that she got this, because I know how it is to be a business owner. I know how it is to have a boutique and nobody come through the door. I know how it is
Yes.
when you have all these clothes, nobody bought them, but now it's another season. But sis, you got this. So sometimes we got to show up for our sisters, and we got to show up strong and in a way where not even about monetary, it's about encouragement. It's about having that
Yes.
faith. It's about bouncing ideas off each other to help another, right? So sis, you got this. You best believe I want Oprah Winfrey to pick this one up. Come on,
This one
Oprah.
is a good one.
Like we have to have this whole come together. I can just see it, sleepover or retreat for the weekend. And
Exactly.
all we do is motivate each other and inspire. And guess what? Because we all have vision and we all have things we want to do, share information and change another life. Yes, sis, you got this.
This.
It's a community for women only. That's what it
I
is.
love it. I love it. When I was with them, like, sis, you got this. I gotta go. I gotta do this with an attitude here.
Yes, yes, yes. Hmm.
So, you have so much going on. I mean, like from being the CEO of KC Realty Group, Millennials Buy Homes 2, life. I mean, live your best life now. Um, Ready, set, go. Sis, you got this. It's a
Yeah,
lot going on.
yeah.
So, how do you manage all of that?
You know what? It's like I don't even consider it managing it because I think they all run together. Like in all of my business, they all run together because it's right where I love to be. And that is just, I want to see other people win. I want to see people win in life, career, business, relationships. I've always been that way, you know. So every single thing that I have, I own, it's like it's just like a total feel good for myself. It's like a passion for me. It's like when I wake up in the morning, I know I have appointments for real estate and stuff. But even when I get there, I meet other women. They're trying to do this and that, and before you know it, it all comes together. It's like wow. I find myself saying, "Oh, you can do this. We got this. Let's do it. Let's lock arms. Let's get it done." And even for couples, men are the same way. When I get around men, I don't know what the men are talking about. But at the end of the day, it's like, do you want to do this or not? You got this. So it's like, for me, I don't even consider it managing. I mean, I'm so thankful every day that I can wake up and have another opportunity to change another life, whether it be through real estate or just saying hello or exposing someone to the retreat or giving someone a book and say, check this out or whatever. Whatever I can do, I find it is just so fulfilling to myself that I don't even consider any of it as a job. And a long time ago, I read in a book, I think it was The Dream Giver. And at the end of the day, it's really what you do to impact other people's lives. Is when you impact people, every single thing that you dream of, you envision for yourself, comes to fruition. Because I'm being intentional. When you're intentional, there's a lot of people that inspire people, but they're not intentional. You know, it's not a
Yes.
business for me. It's a second nature. It's intentional. When I wake up, I'm thankful to have another opportunity to impact somebody's life. And so I don't consider it business or anything. I don't know. I don't know how to manage it, but it gets done, and it gets done in a fun and exciting way every single day.
And not only that, also you are uplifting the next generation,
Yes. Yes. I
and they
have
need
kids.
that.
Yes, I have two of my own at 25, 28, and it's like I hear their friends. They come around with their friends and stuff. I go to dinner or I pop up on them. Like sometimes you got to pop up on your own kids because when they get certain age, they don't come home for dinner. So it's like, I got to pop up on them. So when you do, conversations are really different. They're really interesting. I love to hear young people talk about the world. What do they think about what's going on? But also I like to just enlighten them, just give them a little more wisdom. So
Yes.
I find it really, really important because I'm saying like my two kids, they're leaders, right? It's like I want them to lead the right way, not the wrong way. Don't like look on TikTok or YouTube. Like listen to what I'm telling you. Learn from what I'm saying. Take my wisdom and really just hone in on it. And so their friends, they know I'm kind of like that. That all of their, I'm always like, what are you up to? What are you doing? So I feel really passionate about it. And I'm so thankful that I have so many surrounding me every day because even when I'm feeling down, they usually can make me smile and pick me up. It's the small things in life that really becomes the big things in life. So
I'm glad you said that, the small things, and that's the one that we don't pay attention to. They are the most important and thing that we should actually do pay attention to. So I love you. I love when you say that. And another question, reading a little bit about you also. Your motto is, you said, with every card that's dealt to you in life, you always get an opportunity to hold, fold, or risk it. So let's talk. Can you talk a little bit more about that motto of yours?
yes, that is my motto based on experience in life, and especially in the business as an entrepreneur. I own so many businesses, and it's like in the beginning, I was trying to hold on to all of them, even when like they weren't doing anything. Sometimes entrepreneurs, we go into something and we go into it with a passion mindset. So when you went in with a passion mindset, you really don't see that it's really not doing anything. It's not moving. It's not progressing. So you hold on to this, right? So my motto in life is like, you can hold it, you can fold on them, you know, or you can risk it all. And I find that in my life for 48 years, when I do the risk it all, I've had the biggest rewards ever. And risking it all really deals with having how much faith you have. What is really your connection with a higher power? So my thing is when you are connected to your higher power, and I'm talking connected in a way where you can sit still and be still. I say be still and know. That was a motto, that was a saying. Really
Yes.
be still and you can hear your higher power really guiding your life. You want to allow this experience to happen because in life, when before you were born, you were already designed. Your path is already created. The only thing you don't know is your end date. That's what you don't know. So
That's true.
everything in between, you're gonna walk the path that you were predestined to walk. But it's how you walk it. You see, so throughout that journey, you're going to have visions, you're going to have dreams. And I tell all the time, people all the time, your vision is right on the windowsill. Either you're going to hold it, fold it, or risk it. And I tell a lot of millennials to take the dream off the windowsill and risk it and get connected with a higher power and believe that that dream is yours. You're predestined to see it on the windowsill. You weren't destined to not see it and not grab it. Grab it, risk it, get connected, and remember that it's all about what you do in this world that impact others, that help you on your journey to all the way down to where you're trying to go. So that's my motto. I stick by it. And I say when I try to like people fight against it, it's like touching the hot stove. You keep touching the hot stove, finally you don't touch the hot stove anymore. It's like you gotta believe if I don't touch the hot stove, it's okay, it's gonna still be hot, okay.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, that's my motto, and it works. And whenever I do like motivational speaking, I talk a little bit about it, but I also put it in the context of If everybody in this room closed their eyes and stood up and try to walk up to this stage, you're going to trip over a chair, you're going to bump into people, you're going to do all this, but I guarantee you that stage is going to be right there. That's the faith and the beauty of it all. You're going to eventually reach that stage. Okay, but it's all in, you have to go through what you're going through to get to it. So risk it. Stand up, close your eyes, and walk up to the stage. And people do it. And it's amazing. They bump into people, they hit people, they do all kinds of stuff, but they reach that stage. You reach the stage. You might
Wow.
have a bruise, you might have this, you might have that, but you reach the stage, and that is the power. That is what God says we would. If I give you the vision, it is going to be your vision, but it's all in your intention for it. You're going to have to go through what you're going through to get there, but be intentional. Risk it and do it. Stay connected. Mind, body, soul. When you're connected, is that mind, body, soul is going to be strong. I tell people all the time, people can take your job, that your business can fail, you can fall down, you can scrape your head, but the one thing happens, you still going to have mind, body, soul. Nobody can take that from you. Nobody can take it from you. Nobody can take what you know how to do from you. That's your blessing. So
Yes.
I love it.
You are a woman full of wisdom. That's all I can say.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, what is your advice for millennials trying to start their own business?
I say start it. I try to tell them, like, write it down. Because if you ever talk to a millennial, usually they're all over the place. Like, when they talk to me about, like, what they want to do, like, I want to start a new business. Okay, great. Everybody does. But write it down. Literally, get online, get a business plan, right? Print it out. If you don't feel like typing, print it out. Get your journal book and go through each section and write about each section. Because the only way you know if it's a good idea is when you write it. Now you go back and you read it. It literally is like looking at yourself out of somebody else's eyes. Does that make sense to you? Is that what is needed in the world? Because see, people start businesses every day, but every business is not needed. People aren't looking for this particular business, but even if they're not, what makes it unique? So I always tell millennials, it's one thing, yes, speak it out into the universe, and yes, manifest on it, but now write it down too. And when you write it down, go back and read it. Read it. Stand in a mirror and read what you just wrote about your business. And then once you do that, now the relationships that you have, mentors, myself, or if I don't know about that industry, for sure I would connect you if I knew someone. Go, let's talk to that person. See, the whole thing with starting a business is the relationships that are built. You need a mentor in business.
Yes.
When I first started, I did not have a mentor. So I give the experiences. Listen, I've tried and tested it. Yes, I did the $500 to New York and I was selling out of my house. But really, that's not really what you want to do. What you really want to do is have your own jewelry line. Let's be real. It's like you can start here. You can go up there. You can buy all this in Chinatown. But you need to put your name on that. You need to brand it. And in order to do that, you got to do the research. You have to have a mentor that has done it and successful at it. People are sometimes afraid of telling their ideas to someone that's doing it. Why? They feel like, oh, they're going to take my idea. They don't want your idea. They already built their brand. So if they're a good person, they will help you. They will be authentic and transparent and show you how they did it. So a real business person is never intimidated by someone that's trying to start because they were there before. They know the struggle. But that's me. That's why I say I can never be a guru that sell all this stuff online, because if you come talk to me, and I've been in the industry, so many restaurants. Young people love opening restaurants like carryouts. I help them all the time. I just go down there, get in their kitchen. I show them what they shouldn't be doing, what they need to have. And some people say, oh, well, my business manager, she says, oh, you need to be charging for that. That's a lot of your time. No, I'm going to be able to eat for free. Like, this is what I'm thinking, right? So I'm looking at the long-term thing here. But at the end of the day, no, I'm not going to do that. You know why? Because vendors charge them. Oh, astronomical. But what did it really take for me to go down in the show 1, 2, 3? What does it really take to pick the phone up to say, do this, do that? Oh, I have a resource. Let me send it to you. If the person is being intentional and they took that risk that we talk about, my motto, you didn't hold it, you didn't fold it, you took the risk, I'm in it to win it for you, with you.
Yes.
And if I have the resource, I'm going to share it with you. If I don't, and I know somebody that does, I'm going to share it with you. Because if I have a relationship with them, then they already know that this is how I roll. And obviously, usually people stay within the realm of who they are. So the next person is identical. That's usually how it works, So I share that. So I have a host of millennials that ever work for me. They have started businesses. I love it. And they would tell you, if they come on your show, they would say, she made me write it down and read it back out loud. And every time that they did this, they said, that's not the business I wanted to start. Of course not. It didn't sound right. It sounded like some stuff you've seen on reality TV.
Right.
But let's be real. Is this for you trying to build a legacy? Or you trying to get rich quick? What is it? So it all depends. But millennials, yes. How to start a business? Oh man. And I love it. I think everybody's supposed to have their own business. Even if you work full time, you should have something, be passionate about it. Make that extra money, save that money, invest that money. I tell people $10 go a long way. Right now, the stock market is down. Oh my goodness. I read in a book, it said the best time to become a millionaire is when the market is down. It's like when it's up, even I couldn't buy Apple stock. Like really,
That's
I'm
true.
like, couldn't do it. But when it's down, all that extra money you're making on your part-time or your side hustle, whatever you want to call it, do good with it. Invest it. Start a business that's a viable business that's going to make you some ROI, some return on your investment. And investment could just be your time. Because a lot of businesses, you can start with a laptop or nowadays with a cell phone. You can be a virtual assistant on your phone. What? You know how to organize my day? I think that's great. From their phone. It's amazing.
Yes.
But I tell people, you can start it on your phone. But when I say write it down, it's like, where are you going to go? You can't
From
just be
phone.
doing this. When you're 70, you're not going to be looking on here. Because you're going to need glasses and more stuff. But you might want to have virtual assistants all over the world that you manage. Think big. Dream big. When I went into real estate, I said, I'm going to sell a couple houses. I'm going to buy some stuff. All the way to hundreds of houses sold, to building a powerful team, right? To now just educating people. See what I'm saying? Like dream big. I have my own brokerage next year. Dream big, because the bigger you dream, the people won't see your dream. They don't think people think I lose my mind. They'll say, oh, she's going to have a brokerage. Yes, on the corner here in Old Town. That white building I'm in love with is going to be mine. You see, but I have to be intentional and work towards it, right? I got to do the hard work that I don't feel like doing, but I know that I got that vision. It's going to be mine. So it's the same person that wanted to be a virtual assistant and she's on her phone and she's making a cool $500, but you want to make $500 million. You want to have one of you in all 52 states. That's what your business plan should say. Yes.
Love it. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Anything else you'd like to share with us before I let you go?
Let me tell you something. You have no idea. I was so excited. I said, I'm going to do an interview. I get to talk. I love it. I love what you're doing. I went onto your website. I love all the CEOs. I read about them. I showed my boyfriend last night. I was like, look at this. Amazing. Some people that I didn't even know about, now I do. I love it. I love it. And I just thank you so much for taking this time out with me and doing this with you. And I wish to do more and more and more with your magazine. I love it. A woman makes, I just love it. I love when people put women in magazines and tell their story. I just think women have the most powerful stories out here because it's like you see women every day and say, wow, she's the CEO over here, but you don't know her journey. And when you can read about it, I'm telling you, it's encouraging, it's motivating. It makes me want to do more, so I really appreciate that.
Thank you so much. And I appreciate the time to to learn more about you, but also to share your wisdom with everyone else and everything else you are doing. I think what you are doing is awesome because you are helping the next generation, the next president, the next one that's gonna get us out of the war soon that we probably will end up on. So you are doing what a lot of us are not doing, which is the next generation. A lot of time we ignore them instead of actually giving them a hand and supporting them to be where they need to be. So I thank you for that because we need more women stepping up and doing that. Mom is not, I know mom, we give a lot of advice, but when they hear it from someone else also, for them that's very important. So they're hearing it not just from mom, but they're hearing it from you. And some of them don't even have the mom at all to give them that advice, and they still get to hear it from you. So I thank you for what you are doing and continue doing it. And sis, you got this.
Yes, you got this. That's right. I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Catlin, for taking the time to have this conversation with me. Let me know your thoughts about this episode with Dr. Catlin. And to learn more about Dr. Catlin and KC Realty Group, visit www.choosechomes.com. Thank you for listening to Female Founders Podcast. That's it for this week's episode. Be sure to follow us on your favorite podcast app or connect with us on womel.com so that you don't miss our next episode. See you next time. Bye for now.